Hey folks, welcome to the live. It is Friday evening and we've got a few folks already, so welcome. Clinton, thank you so much. Relax is a good to do item. Yeah, we're gonna try to have a chill evening this evening. See how far down that rabbit hole we get. James Ragland joining us. James also a channel member. Thank you so much, James. Hope all is well for you. Charvizio, also a channel member. Thank you so much. All right. So, what are we doing tonight? As I said, it's just going to be a kind of chill evening. I do have a number of stories I can pop up along the way. So, let's get a couple of odds and ends out of the way first. Stinky Monkey Baby joining us as well. Greatest Mountain Dew callback ever. Rupert Pond joining us. Also, thank you for being a member as well, Rupert. Hey, Matt. Hey, Rupert. Pyro of Boba joining us. Hello, Matt. Today, I talked myself out of a longboard. Like the long skateboard? Okay. Why? We can go through the looking glass on a couple of these things. Oh, okay, cool. What's the next big credit card news? I don't know, but I can tell you guys from the top, I am back under embargo. So Monday morning, check out my channel. We'll be dropping something at 9 a.m. So if you can watch it at 9, great, but it's going to drop at 9 and it'll be available all day. It'll probably get low views because most of the videos in that series have been getting low views, but sort of impactful. All right. Excited for the Rove news. Oh yeah, I'm also going to the Rove meetup tomorrow in New York City, so that's going to be fun to do. And yes, this is in fact the news that I'm talking about. So there we are. Yep, let's go. Background balloon with fire emojis, greatly appreciated. So let's put together a quick bundle of business first. Get these things out of the way. Coming from Danny the Deal Guru, a couple other sites have it. The 5 free night offer on the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card. I think I mentioned this last night with RJ, but this offer is ending next week. So it is scheduled to end on March 12th. So if you haven't already, be sure to, March 11th. So if you haven't already, jump on the offer if it is something that is of use to you, but spend $3,000 in the first 3 months of opening the account. You get 5 free night awards. They are valued up to 50,000 points. So all 5 free nights would be worth 250,000 points, which would be great. The card also comes with a new credit of up to $100 on airline purchases. I believe that is going to be a standing offer going forward. So we'll see. But $95 annual fee, comes with silver status, and you get that annual 35K free night award as well. But this offer ending March 11th, it'll probably come back around later this year, but if you want it now is better than later. We'll jump over. Also, speaking of high offers that are ending shortly, the IHG Premier card has a 175,000 point offer. This offer is also ending next week. They do award wallet values at more than $1,100 in value for 175,000 points. After spending $2,000 in the first 3 months, and up to you earn 90,000 points. That's the traveler card. What am I doing? Sorry, $175,000 points, $5,000 in spend in 3 months. This is ending on March 12th. See, we're relaxing and just getting everything wrong. So that little bit of business out of the way. MLB season is right around the corner. Angel Stadium at Anaheim. Oh boy. That's a bold choice award, Wallet. Baseball tickets are back on using Capital One Miles. 5,000 Capital One Miles for tickets. First come, first serve in across all MLB stadiums. Your Citi Fields, Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium. I want to say Comerica Park, but I don't think it's called Comerica Park anymore. Wrigley, those good teams will have their tickets run through quickly, but 5,000 Capital One Miles, it's a really good deal. One of the best ways to utilize your Capital One points if you so choose. Limited the infield MLB seats. Yeah, if you can get an infield one, this is for March, April, and May. This is first drop. If you get the infield double seats, then your value is fantastic. If you don't get the infield level seats, then whatever. But you're getting an MLB game for not money out of pocket, and then you have to buy things at the stadium. That is money out of pocket. If you don't want to do MLB games, a good use of Wyndham points would be minor league baseball. You can purchase minor league baseball tickets and experiences with points. It will cost you 2,500 Wyndham points for a minor league baseball game. Minor league baseball, every bit as fun as Major League Baseball. It's not as as thrilling, but it's pretty awesome. So 2,500 points would be worth about $32. 2,500 points a ticket. Not a bad use of Wyndham points if you don't want to stay at a Wyndham. Next up, we've got buying Alaska miles. You can buy those with a 90% bonus through March 18th. So you'll be buying them for as low as 1.98 cents per point. Use your travel portal, use your shopping portal of choice to stack the purchase. Top Cashback should have Alaska Atmos at 2.52% cashback. Rove, disclaimer, I moderate a Facebook group for Rove. They give me 5,000 points a month for moderating that Facebook group. It is the Travel Deals with Rove Facebook group. If you are so inclined to join. Can't speak tonight. You'll get 1.6 times Rove miles for that, and I believe it's 1.25 Rakuten points that can go to membership rewards, cashback, or Built. So there you go. Going back to Wyndham for just a second, Chase has launched its first ever 30% transfer bonus to Wyndham. This is running until March 31st, so it's running through the month. Great way to launch the partnership is to have a month-long 30% transfer bonus. Say what you will about Wyndham points, but more transfer partners for Chase is good, and a transfer bonus to encourage transfers, not bad. And then the last thing I found is from Upgraded Points. United appears to be testing free home bag pickup service for some travelers. I have to imagine this is going to be those with status, but United may let travelers send bags to the airport from home. United appears to be testing a home bag pickup service that would allow travelers to send their checked baggage to the airport the day before their flight, as reported by Live and Let's Fly. Some travelers checking in for United flights departing Chicago, this is O'Hare, are seeing a pop-up advertising for a new free service that lets passengers skip the bag drop line entirely. The check-in prompt asks passengers to enter their zip code and the number of bags to determine eligibility, meaning the service may initially be limited to a certain geographic areas, possibly just Chicago for now. United has not publicly confirmed the program or shared details about how it would work. If the service moves forward, it would likely include a logistics partner collecting luggage from the traveler's home and transporting it to the airport ahead of departure. Passengers would then be able to go straight to security with their carry-on bag and avoid a stop at the baggage drop. That means avoiding lines and lost time. That seems cool. The airline already offers a separate baggage delivery option that sends checked luggage to a traveler's home or hotel ahead of after they land. However, that service works in the opposite direction. So passengers still need to check their bags when they do that one. So those were the stories that I had. We'll just rip through those real quick. So yeah, like those. Sleepy Rod, what's an embargo? Clinton embargo, can't talk about it until scheduled release time. Yes. So I do have an embargo in place right now. So we'll see. Background Balloon says he's be forever over 524. Worst time to be on that. These things come around all the time. So if you miss one, you're not going to miss the next one. Or if you miss the next one, you won't miss the one after that. So, it's not that big a deal. Pyro Boba joining us, a bit specific, but thoughts on IHG Premier versus Marriott Bonvoy Boundless as a long-term keeper. Wondering what else to pull for once I'm under 524. I'm torn between the IHG Premier and the Business. They are very similar cards in terms of annual fee. The earning structure is a little bit different, but I think they both give you a free night certificate of 40K that you can boost to 60. If I'm wrong on the Business card, I'm sorry. But I do know that they both give you platinum status. I do know that they're both $99 annual fees. I know that they both earn 26x at IHG properties. The earnings after that will be a little bit different. You'll get like office supply stores, and I want to say the telecom categories with the IHG business, whereas you get the other categories with the Premier. Don't know them off the top, literally off the top of my head. The Bonvoy Boundless, it's okay. I don't know how invested you want to be in Marriott on the Chase side for the next, like, until we get some possible early resolution as to whether or not Marriott and Chase will extend their relationship. I think that's slated to end in 2029, though. So if you want to grab it now, you can. If you have any desires to get the Ritz card, it's probably worth going after the Bonvoy Boundless. But if you're not interested in the Ritz, I would rather go with the IHG. The IHG card gives you a big amount of value for not a lot of money out of pocket. $99 annual fee gives you platinum status. You get that fourth night free when booking with points. You get the free night certificate. You get a good amount of stuff there, and travel United credits as well. It's a good card. And Pyro Boba has the CSR as well. CSR comes with IHG Platinum, but the reason to get an IHG card is that if you're going to stay with IHG and do point bookings with IHG, one of the cards will give you that fourth night free for sure. Rewards Masters here with us. Good to be here. I know you meant good, and Clinton also having a little bit of fun with that. SJDP has gifted 5 memberships, so to the folks who've gotten a membership, thank you so much for that. SJDP. Pyro got one. Background Balloon got one. Rewards Master got one. Background Balloon has the IHG Premier and have kept it longer than his Sapphire Preferred. Impression is the Boundless is just a play for the Ritz card. It's got the 35K free night. You can bump it up to 50K. It only comes with silver status. And silver is like super basic status, right? It doesn't even give you a mid-tier status with Marriott. But it gives you 15 nights credited to you to like get to gold. Considering how easy it is to get gold, you could pay for gold elsewhere, or you could, upgrade or get a card with gold. If you have the platinum card, you already have Marriott gold. I don't think it's just a play for the Ritz card, but I do think that Chase's Marriott lineup is really long in the tooth for what they give you. But yeah, Boundless is okay. Typical $95 card with a free night certificate. Yeah, and as long as you can work that 35K and bump it up to 50, then you're good to go. But it really depends on which hotel brands you stay at most often. Just happens that I stay at IHG more. Yeah. There you go. Dr. Vinny Boombots joining us. I'd like Palladium Premium status. Have you talked to Built about Palladium Premium status? They'll give it to you for $495. In exchange, you get a card that earns 2x Built points and some other perks, depending on how willing to invest in Built cash you are. Background Balloon, IHG Traveler, no annual fee, also gives fourth night free. So if you already have the CSR, the Traveler's card is nice. You just miss out on a slightly higher earnings and the free night award, the $99 free night certificate. Yep. Oh, Google Chat. Tagurit joins us. What's the current situation with the transferability co-op for JetBlue and United? So currently you can earn points, reciprocal points with both. So if you do a cash booking with United, and it's just on cash booking. So if you do a cash booking with United, you would earn JetBlue points as long as your JetBlue information is over there. And if you do a cash booking with JetBlue, you can earn United points. They are slowly instituting status reciprocation. Points bookings aren't available yet, which is a pain, and, there's something else missing, but for now, you can do, cash bookings and earn points across both, but that's about it for now, which kinda sucks. Thank you, Dr. Vinny. Is Chase ruthless on 524 with their co-brands, or is there a little wiggle room there? There used to be lots of wiggle room with the co-brands. I think it's going to depend on the welcome offer and the marketing push from the co-brand. So if IHG is really demanding that Chase loosen the garrot's not a good word. Noose isn't a good word. Knot's not the best word. You know what? We'll go with knot. If they tell Chase to loosen the knot a little bit, then you should be good. But they've been locking down a little bit more with 524 on the co-brands. I don't know why, but it's an elevated offer, so those can give you some room to navigate, but I don't know the best approach there. Would like to get IHG card but at 524 for a while, above 524 for a while. Yeah. You can always give it a shot. All it'll cost you is a hard inquiry. Yeah, it's just a pain. Rewards Master has been gaming it up to about 3.6 plus. I'm just going with the base of 2, and depending on how you want to do the extra multiplier, if you do point accelerator and throw the 200 build cash at it, that can work. If you do the just spend per month with your mortgage, you can get up to if you do like the option that is no build cash earning, but you get to spend and go to 1.25, then you can get 3.25 consistently. But with the build cash and the accelerator, it ends up being about 3.33 minimum. But sometimes you can boost it up to 3.6. And if it's a built partner, you can also get the additional points there as well. Just use 250K free night certs from the Boundless card on a booking that would have cost me $870 out of pocket. Not bad for Marriott points. That's not bad at all. That's some pretty good value for sure. SGDP, pretty ruthless. I got denied multiple times for the Boundless while over 524, denied twice over the last six-ish months. Yeah, they've been tightening down the last couple of months. I don't know if it's due to macroeconomic factors. It's probably due to macroeconomic factors. Chase is being far more conservative than they would otherwise be. I've noticed that I've noticed just based on the data points floating around in various Discords and Reddit that they have gotten considerably more conservative in their approach to underwriting in the last 8 months. There's some reasons for that. I'll just leave it there. Got an email from United today that Premier now gets you one free bag when booking Air Canada. I believe I remember seeing something about that. I didn't do a video on it or throw it into a tidbits, but more options for your status, for your members with status. Always good. Always good to keep your status folks in. I found booking United flights on the portal is better than direct, at least for economy. Is that the Chase portal, the Built portal? Which portal? Is Chase the new Frontier airline since they ditched everything that made them unique? Not Chase, I'm in Southwest. Was thinking about the Chase Southwest card. Got it. Oh, Dr. Vinny. Knowing your movements with the Southwest card. Those cards took a little bit of a beating, and Southwest going from the open call to direct seating, like assigned seating, that transition didn't go very well. I think it's still worth giving them some time. They are apparently making corrections to it over time, but they did change a lot of their value prop, and with Elliott management now leaving their investment with Southwest, curious to see what they do next, because I think there's a middle ground between all of the nonsense that they did to appease Elliott and what they were before. Possibly there's a way forward to handle that. We'll see. But also, we're probably going to see like one or two airlines fold because of the price of jet fuel in the not too distant future. Wonder what's going to cause that. Bill Portal. I see the lowest flights for 17.5K miles for my route, but on Built, it'd be 16K Built points. And it counts as a direct booking. Yeah, but you're only saving 1.5K miles, and they're Built points as opposed to United miles. Or like the Built points could be worth considerably more, depending on like what else you would do with the Built points. 16K at 1.25. I don't know. It does count as a cash booking, so you are going to earn those United miles just fine, as long as you're booking like economy and not basic economy, because basic economy going forward, unless you hold a United card, unless you hold a United card, you're not going to earn any miles on basic economy in the not too distant future. Yeah, you're going to earn some United miles, but you might be burning too many Built points to do that. Just make sure that your maths on that one. From looking at it right here, if your direct booking is 17.5 thousand miles, 17,500 miles, and you're using 16,000 Built points to do the same flight, maybe you want to pay cash. Not sure, because you would get whatever your base would be plus 1 in the Built portal. So yeah, just, am I mathing that properly? Someone please make sure I'm mathing this properly. As we're having our Coke Zero cherry float. So yeah, I have a Rove video to do that's going to drop on Monday morning. I'm going to the Rove meetup tomorrow night. My problem is I don't have the spend to even get that much Built points, but maybe paying cash in the Built portal would be best. I feel like it might be for right now, just to build up those Built points. Because if you're talking about a flight in economy that is like $140 and you're going to end up spending like 16,000 Built points for that. And I don't think that's the exact math, right? But if the math was 16,000 Built points or spend $140, spend the $140. Basic is hardly ever a good deal when you factor in the lost earnings. Yeah, exactly. So if it's basic economy now, and United hasn't fully instituted this yet, but it is coming in the very, very near future. I want to say it's in April. When you stop earning points on basic, you're really going to want to like reassess things for sure. Now you'll earn the built points for booking basic. So if you wanted to only book basic economy, which not the greatest of ideas, because then you have to add on everything, or you just fly with a backpack. If you wanted to book basic economy, then a portal could make sense because it's still a cash booking. You're just going to earn the points in the portal, but then you're going to miss out on the points earnings with the airline, which isn't always the best. So, um, just if you're going to do economy, fly economy, which I have no problem with folks flying economy. If that's how you're going to get from A to B, cool. Just make sure that you're not booking basic. That's all I'll say there, because basic will basic is basic. You don't get too much else. So yeah, there's the Rove meetup tomorrow in New York City. I'm excited to be going to that. First Rove meetup. I didn't get a chance to go to the one in January. There was a Rove meetup in Orlando in February that I didn't get the opportunity to go to. So I'll be going to the Rove meetup tomorrow. Excited for that. Probably going to use my Lyft credit to go down to the train station, either to go down or to come back. And then we'll see what happens there. Pretty excited. I'm hoping to get some extra scuttlebutt from the folks at Rove. And meeting Carissa will be cool. So there's that. More Rove news on Monday morning. That's going to be relatively exciting. And then, yeah, we'll see what else happens. Delta and AA are no earnings in basic. Yeah, exactly. Which is not great. But you can still earn I don't even remember what your loyalty earning capabilities would be booking basic economy. I don't think you get much there, if anything, or probably none. But yeah, no, I'm intrigued to go to the Rove meetup tomorrow, because that's going to be awesome. And folks have come away with extra news about stuff and what they've heard and things like that. So super intrigued to see what comes up from there. But yeah. I think it's economy, but not basic, because I have seat selection, but traveling 5 or 6 times a year on a $50K salary means I'm not earning points for a crazy high booking. Yeah, the only way to really be able to do that would be welcome offers for now. But 50K salary, traveling 5 or 6 times a year, depending on the card being used and the approach that you're using, that can work out. The built portal, you would earn at least 1 built point per dollar, right? If you're using the Obsidian card, then you're earning 3 built points per dollar. I think that doubles. I want to say that doubles on rent day, whether you'd be earning 5 or 6 points per dollar. But you got that. If you earn enough built cash to do the accelerator for another $5,000, then you'd be earning 4 times built points per dollar in the portal. So 4 times built points per dollar, whatever the price of the seat is, and you earn the airline points. That's a pretty solid double dip. It's not the greatest double dip, but it is a pretty solid double dip for sure. Chad from Chad's Many Minutes joining us. Hope all is well, Chad. Just relaxing, chilling out here on a Friday night. Went through a bunch of news stories a bit earlier. Some fun ways to use your points. The Capital One miles for Major League Baseball is back. Wyndham's doing the same thing for minor league baseball, which is awesome. Chase is doing a 30% transfer bonus to Wyndham, because Wyndham is their new transfer partner. Yeah. So overall, it's just been a slow week. That's why I let all of those stories kind of fester until I could put something together and live on a Friday night. Well, this wasn't the main reason to do it. I just wanted to have some content to start the evening off with. But yeah, we're sort of in a bit of a lull because we've got taxes hitting next month. So tax season wraps up next month. Usually we see big welcome offer changes after tax season and jumping into travel season. So maybe we see the Sapphire Preferred 90K offer. That usually comes around every so often. Last year was 100,000 points. Not seeing any rumors about anything right now. Hopefully we can see new transfer partners for Wells Fargo. Hopefully we can see some new transfer partners for some other banks, because Chase could definitely use some help in the transfer partner department. I'm anticipating that April is going to be a big month for Hyatt and Chase. Hyatt's going to be announcing the category changes before the category bands go into effect with their new dynamic light pricing. So it'll be interesting to see how many hotels change categories this year. I think it's going to be significantly fewer hotels are going to change categories because they're instituting the five cog ban for sure. Oh, Chad's looking for a flight for the Rewards Master. Interesting. Experts doing expert things. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So Hyatt's probably not going to have as many hotels see major changes. So, you're not going to see too many. I don't know that we're going to see a huge number of hotels like do jumps from like category 3 to 5 or category 5 to 6 or 7. I think they're going to really push hard on the hotels in the categories that they're already in now to do a year at least of putting this new lowest low, intermediate, high, and top, or whatever the names are, because those were stupid. At least doing a year of that before they do anything crazy, like, have you jump a category 4 to a category 7 or anything like that. No. So there you go. And in addition, I'm thinking that if they're going to do those big changes to the chart, we're also potentially going to see new credit cards. I think that lines up well. That's my little conspiracy theory right now. As conspiracy theories go, I think it's well founded. Like, it would make sense that given all of the changes that Chase has made to earning Hyatt points in an easy way, given the way that Hyatt points are also going to be very easy to earn through Bilt and Rakuten. I think Hyatt's also looking to get in on earning more, like having more point earning capabilities, that we could see either a premium Hyatt card or a lower tier no annual fee card or the World of Hyatt card get refreshed. I think all of that is potentially on the table for sure. And then I don't know what else is going on in terms of Rewards Master booking economy. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, so not a ton else going on. I'm sure we're going to see bigger welcome offers from American Express. American Express has been quiet lately. They did their big refresh on the Platinum card back in September. That green refresh should be coming around at some point, I would assume. There's rumors about the Business Gold not too long ago. Be interesting to see if those come into effect after tax time. And then, I don't have any sense of what American Express has cooking elsewhere. So, yeah. But yeah. Anything else y'all want to chat about? Any other questions y'all got? Like, we can just relax. Like, it was just chill out time. Anyone got any big redemptions planned? They didn't lower the ANA transfer ratio. Yeah, I thought that was a possibility. Turns out it was just maintenance. Didn't look like they sped up the transfer rate, but yeah, pleasant surprise. We'll see what happens there. Nicholas Elia, people applying for the Saver card showing up as Discover Network, not MasterCard. I talked to somebody at Capital One. They said that people that have the MasterCard I assume the people that have the MasterCard will be allowed to keep the MasterCard for the not too distant future. Yeah, that RJ and I talked about that a bit last night, and like I don't necessarily agree with the business decision that Capital One is making, but it is ultimately a business decision that makes a ton of sense as a business decision. To start with the cards like the Venture One, this Saver, the Saver One, the Quicksilver, moving those to the Discover network to start growing the interchange fees using those cards because they are very well used cards. So, yeah, it's not the greatest idea to me, but I understand. I've been really into Capital One Shopping Portal. They had 75 cash back after spending 150 at Sam's Club, which was great. The shopping portal can be great. It's just a question of like, I know the offers can be super compelling. Shopping portal is pretty interesting. If I remember correctly, the shopping portal can only be redeemed as gift cards. I don't remember. They're a bit of a pain for me. Japan Airlines website are garbage and looking like they're from the 90s. Yeah. I haven't signed up for the JAL for a JAL account yet, and I haven't done the Rove JAL transfer bonus, which Rove is running a transfer bonus through all of March for JAL. It's 50%, which is cool. So 1 to 1.5, but but that's not good that their website is that antiquated. Chad is helping me find BC to Hong Kong in October. Hard to find. Oh, British Columbia to Hong Kong. Yeah. Well, if there's anyone in the community who can absolutely make that happen between the two of you, I'm sure you both can. But Chad for sure is like the guy. Oh, you can do purchase eraser or statement credit too. And purchase eraser and a statement credit, those are 1 cent per point. So not terrible value for sure. And just because they're moving some cards doesn't mean they're moving all the cards right away. It is yet to be seen which subset gets moved first. And that's a good point, right? Like if it's, I think another space where I mentioned it earlier, I don't remember if I have explicitly, but I think a sentiment that I have expressed has been like, if it's the 4 good credit ones that go first, I assume 4 good credits going first, like then you're having that subsidized, that subprime folks subsidizing with their spend because they're gonna spend. It's just gonna be a question of paying it off, but then you get the interest rate or you get the late payment. So that makes sense. And the co-brands aren't going anywhere anytime soon. The Venture X is staying on the Visa network for the time being. The business cards are all staying on their respective networks, so nothing's changing there. The what was I saying? Yeah, definitely makes sense that they could start with the 4 good credit or the fair credits first for the subprime folks to subsidize things, and then in time move to the good credit, and then move to the excellent credit cards. That is certainly fair. But moving the venture card means that some of those excellent credits folks are going to start things off for them. You said blue and white logo coming to Wells Fargo as a transfer partner. ANA, Copa, United, Hyatt. None of those. Maybe. I just need Wells to make an announcement. My contact there has also is also not sure of the timeline at this point because we're pretty deep into quarter one, and quarter one ends in like 22 days. So hopefully, quarter one ends at the end of March, and March has 30 days. So 28 days. No, 24 days. Jesus, I can't do. I suck at math. It's a big mistake to switch over the Venture to a Discover card, to the Discover network. I get the play. The Venture One would have been fine. Adding the venture card is just kind of, it makes some sense for sure, but yeah, it's possibly a mistake. Only Cap One card that I have is a debit card, which I use for international ATM. So they also got me. Mainly got that for the new account bonus, so not a huge loss. Yeah, and international debit. You got the like there's the Charles Schwab option for sure, and some credit unions will do just reimburse your fee for sure across the board as well. Do they think they'll combine Discover and Capital One points cash back then? So them moving those cards or announcing that those cards are moving over to the network now is super is way too early on my expected timeline for them. I thought this was going to be like a 2 or 3 year process. So doing it now is definitely ahead of schedule. So I thought they would want to get that infrastructure in place. Now it's not completely off the table for sure. Be very interested to see how they approach it, but I'm going to assume that your points will be able to be moved one way from like the Discover It to a venture card on the Discover network. I don't know that you're going to be able to move everything over to the Venture X. Pure speculation on my part, but we've seen weirder things happen. Princess Cruises, and James Negan asks, what is the best cruise line? Clinton will definitely have opinions here. I haven't ever done a cruise, so I can't tell you. Clinton chimes in with Virgin Voyages. That sounds good. I know that Norwegian is getting a lot of play with Chase for the moment, but yeah, I just don't do cruises. I haven't done a cruise yet. Is the European developing their own is the European Union developing their own credit card networks? I wonder if that will help or hinder Capital One's Discover network rollout to international locations. They work with JCB, they work with Union Pay. I'm sure they'll come up with some sort of agreement to work on their network, maybe take a little bit less on the interchange fee. I'm sure that they'll look to expand into Africa. I'm sure they'll look into expanding elsewhere as well. So like it's not like they're starting from nothing, but I do think that if the European Union is developing a new credit card network, like a new payment network, that Visa, MasterCard, Discover will all try to, or Capital One Discover will all try to get in onto that play for sure. Makes the Discover It a very valuable card. Potentially, yeah. I don't love the rotating the category, but for those who do, and if it works for those, yeah, it can definitely be valuable if you can move that cash back as points over to a venture card. I would also like to see that be turned reciprocal at some point, and maybe Capital One will be able to do this once they get everything instituted, where your cash back can become points and your points can become cash back. The one-way directionality of it to me is dumb, and one of the reasons why I don't like Capital One as much as I probably could or should. One of the reasons why I never went after any of the venture cards was like, oh, if I move my cash back to miles, that's it, they're gone. Like I can only like pull them out in an oh shit capability. We're 45 minutes in. I can only do that with and get half a cent per point as a statement credit. And half a cent per point is better than nothing, but I liked wrapping myself in the comfort of always having a 1 cent per point cash out in case I ever needed it. And there have been times where I've needed it. Clinton got back from 25 nights on Virgin, built status matches with Virgin Cruise Lines. They do. You have to have built Platinum to get Virgin Voyages something or other. James Ragland, my saver doesn't expire until 2028. I hope they let me keep my MasterCard till then or until I get the Attune Strata Premier. They probably will. I imagine that they're gonna let the MasterCards run through at least their, expirations because I was just reissued a new built card, 2 new built cards in the last, like, 3 months, not built cards, jeez. I was just reissued 2 new saver cards in the last 2 months, and so that's kicked out my expiration pretty far. And they let those cards, like, stay around for a while. Like, they let their cards on various networks, like, stay on those networks when they change the networks around. Like, when the venture if you had a venture that was a Visa card, if you didn't product change off of that card, and, the venture card moved to Mastercard, Visa Ventures stay Visas. If you had the Venture X, and if you have a Venture X and you move that Venture X down to a Venture, the Venture is a Mastercard. But if you had the Venture X and moving it down, it stays a Visa, I believe. My short-term memory brain loves rotating categories. I Mine operates the opposite way. That's fair though. I dislike C1 because of their approval process against bigger profiles. Yeah, that's fair. You do have to jump on them early. My Saver card, no, my Quicksilver card was my 3rd credit card ever. My Saver card was my 4th credit card ever. Um, but I have no interest in staying at Capital One any longer than I have to. Now that Built is not with Wells, I thought we'd see more transfer bonuses, but nothing. I think they're still building up the reserves. They also had another consent decree lifted yesterday. So at some point they're going to try and make their money engine go burr. But we'll see. Virgin has status match with a lot of cruise and hotel programs right now, but it's only a match for one cruise. It's only a match for one cruise. Is it easy to attain status there? But it doesn't take long to earn status on Virgin. There you go. Boom. First level after 2 cruises, top level after 4. All right. Not bad. I got rejected by Capital One for the Venture X business because they said my spending profile was too expensive for them. That is rich coming from Capital One. And James thanks Clinton for his insight. Yeah, Clinton will know a lot more about cruises than I do. Clinton is usually checking into the Stack Your Points live from a cruise. I guess checking into my lives from time to time from a cruise. I don't go live nearly as often as here as I do on Stack Your Points. But that's because we scheduled that one. And here I'm not really able to find a set time that works for me. So there we go. But yeah, let's see. Is there anything else bubbling away in the credit card world? I've had good luck with MSC. So MSC, I don't remember what MSC is off the top of my head. It's crazy. I love how they say you can't product change Venture to Venture X because it's on the Visa network. They want everybody to product change to Discover network. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, they're going to be going through some growing pains as they grow the Discover, like enhancing the Discover network. That's just going to be oof. Oh, product change between networks is a choice now? Interesting. They can if they want to. Oh, if I've got a Venture Visa, like if I have a Venture X, I'm going to keep that sucker on the Visa network because I could always jump back up to the Venture X. Chad just caught up and he's a Royal Caribbean snob. So there you go, James. Royal Caribbean enters the chat via Chad. The platinum card from Robinhood is a joke. Yeah, I did an emergency live about that the other night. I had put out a video about this article about Collinson Group on Priority Pass and how Collinson Group may have to like sell to private equity after the founder passes away, or changes to UK inheritance law could collapse, could hurt Collinson Group in significant ways. It's all a bunch of rubbish. And then Robinhood Take Flight kicked off with the Robinhood Platinum card. And the Robinhood Platinum card is pretty dumb. 5% on 50,000 spend isn't terrible, but yeah. After that, you have to stay in the Robinhood portal, travel portal, for 10% on hotels and rental cars, 5% on flights. And I'm sure, like, your flight status, like flights with the airlines, your airline status wouldn't be an issue. It's yet another travel portal. Airlines are cool with that. I don't know how it would go over with hotels, um, unless you're doing their like virtuoso program, right? Uh, James like Royal Caribbean. The Robinhood Platinum card is the world's first troll credit card. Yeah, I thought the gold card was I thought the gold card was interesting from them, and then I realized what people were doing to the gold card, and like business wise, it sort of makes sense to introduce a new card. What kills it is you can't pair it with the gold card, one or the other. Yeah. Here's why they introduced the platinum card. It is not to like create a new luxury card for travelers or high net worth individuals to come into Robinhood. They're trying to get the people who are like abusing the crap out of the gold card with their spend on the gold card. Like there are people putting quite a lot of spend through their gold cards. They want to get those people off the gold card so that they can regulate the earnings that those people get and drop it from 3 to 1 for the most part. Like they'll give you 5% on dining, right? I don't know how much they're triggering what the dining spend is, but the plan there is we are giving out way too much 3% cash back. So the people who are really hurting our bottom line on this, or are going to lead this to being unsustainable, we got to cut them off. But the best way to cut them off is to present them a new shiny, flashy card that is not nearly as rewarding to them as they think it is. It's the condition humans who become robots in the future. Well, maybe that too. That's all I see, and the fact that you have to give up the gold for it is the equivalent of cutting your nose off to explain thermodynamics to an aardvark. Don't get too close to the aardvark, man. If you want leprosy, unless you want leprosy, because they carry leprosy. Anything of interest in the built subreddit? No. Chase Sapphire subreddit. Anything I need to know? Cap 1 featured offer Clear Plus instead of Priority Pass? No, that's a wish list. Are Chase shops more expensive than no? Some of the things you see on Reddit just make you go, what? Built-in Robinhood likely have the same Series A, B investors. They were a bit different, but they probably had a lot of the same seed and A investors for sure. Wells Fargo was an A round investor for Built, but not an A round investor for Robinhood. I know that much. But I don't know how much overlap they have, because Built was going more after like real estate, on the real estate side of things, and like property management and things like that, to get, because where they make most of their money is the agreements with the property management companies and the rental agencies and all of that. That is where they make most of their money. They don't make their money on credit cards. Like all 3 credit cards could collapse tomorrow. Like Blue Owl could collapse tomorrow, Column could collapse tomorrow, and Cardless could all collapse tomorrow. It doesn't affect Built bottom line in any way, shape, or form because of how they make money elsewhere. But yeah, they probably had a lot of overlap between their seed Series A and Series B. I'm not going to pull up Crunchbase and try and run the numbers, but Crunchbase will have that information for sure. Keith, if you're abusing the Robinhood Gold card, then why would you switch to the Platinum card? The people know what they're doing. The people know what they're doing with abusing the card. Yeah, but there are also things like getting a 10 times higher credit limit. The hardcore math nerd, credit card nerd, like the hardest of the hardcore folks are not going to take the bait, but people are going to take the bait. Do you think people are going to fall for that? They must be really stupid if they're going to fall, change their goal to a platinum card. Um, have you met people? People, when presented with certain options, like the way you can frame things can frame people's responses. You just have to frame it in a particular way. Like if you frame it as for $695, we're going to give you a very luxurious card that will give you all of these perks that you don't get now. In they'll try and bait a couple, like they'll get a couple of people baited with that. Things like, oh, it's 99.9% pure platinum plating on a credit card. People are going to be shiny about it. Like as Chad says, whilst I don't like it, I admire their exploitation of the psychology of credit cards. Yeah, and so back when the platinum card refreshed, I lamented how folks fell for Amex marketing, or how Amex had perfected like Bernaysian marketing, Edward Bernays. Robinhood is doing very much the same thing here. Like they're going to try and convince you that bacon is a necessary part of breakfast. Bacon is not a necessary part of breakfast. Bacon was never always a part of breakfast. Bacon became a part of breakfast after the pork industry got, paid Edward Bernays to help them with messaging, and Bernays just happened to make it work. What are your thoughts on Chase cards now that Hyatt announced the devaluation? Chase definitely needs to refresh the preferred to include gas or grocery. I think Chase needs to refresh more than the preferred. I think they need to refresh the Freedom cards, give those a brand new coat of paint. I would love to see the Apple card come in and be able to play in with Ultimate Reward points, or give you the option for Ultimate Reward points. That's never going to happen, but I would love to see that happen. I think there's going to be changes across the board. I think they're going to try and make the Sapphire Reserve a bit better. And Chase and Hyatt are going to put out at least one new credit card this year, potentially more. So I think the deval is going to lead to changes with Chase, but I don't think it's going to. It's definitely going to lead to a refresh on the Sapphire Preferred. What that refresh looks like, I'm not 100% sure right now. I would love to see them lift the online grocery to just grocery, but there's enough ways to use the online grocery effectively that you kind of don't have to worry about it being online grocery versus in-person grocery. But they do need to find a space for a gas category somewhere. Amex. So yes, Chase offers far more cards. In terms like Chase issues way more cards. Amex can get away with increasing the annual fee because Amex tells you that they're going to increase the annual fee, and there's nothing you can do about it other than leave. Chase doesn't get to do that anymore, because if you want to leave Chase, you can set up just as good a setup, or better setup. Sorry, you can set up a better setup with Wells and a better setup with Capital One, or sorry, Citi. Not Capital One. You can set up a better setup with Citi or Wells as opposed to Chase, and you can save significant money doing it. You don't have to pay $595 for the Citi Strata Elite. You can get by with the Citi Strata Premier and the Double Cash real easy. And while I hate the custom cash is right there to plug in any 5% holes that you want to fill, $500 at a time. Then with Wells, they've got everything but like home improvement, which isn't a huge category anyway, and grocery, which they're offering you 2% on grocery. I mean, 2% is not 3%. Yes, I know that, but for no annual fee, you can get some strong 4% multipliers. You can get a lot of 3% multipliers, and you can get 2% across the board. Chase doesn't offer that. Chase is going to find out that they're going to have to make changes. Amex gets to play at the level that they get to play at because they have people who don't care and are willing to pay. Chase doesn't have enough of those people. Chase is trying to get those people, but they're not gonna get those people. Chad, oh, just wait until the YouTube videos start popping up with the "let me try it for you guys" and the inevitable flip flop. I hated it when I got it. I hated it, but I got it, and for some reason, only say nice things about it. Chad, you and I have a pretty good feeling of the number of creators, the sort of creators that are going to wax poetic on a $695 1x everything card that just happens to give you 5x on dining up to 50K with terrible credits. We know whose biscuits are going to get buttered on with this card for sure. Then there's the unboxings. Then there's the sudden Robinhood referrals. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Just you wait. Bacon tastes good. Yes. Like, really hits on the subconscious level. It likely hits on the subconscious level. Yes. Bacon tastes good. The number one way to sell bacon is to give people bacon. Bacon ice cream tastes good. I accept bacon on pizza. Yes. Yes, but why the pork industry had to get Edward Bernays to get like bacon on plates on breakfast, I don't understand. How are they so bad at selling bacon? How come the pork industry couldn't sell bacon by saying, "Have you tried this? This is amazing." But no, they had to like make up studies. The whole thing. I do think that they're going to take 524 away at some point, for sure. I just don't know when or how. Whatever happened to the rumored Chase Emerald? I think that was just a project code name, and I think that was the Sapphire Reserve rollout and the Sapphire Reserve for business. Chase is knee deep with Apple. Amex is likely making a killing with Lulu. Yeah. That relationship has to get deeper. Like, there's so many credit opportunities, and like I know that Apple won't necessarily like doing this, but if Chase is going to give Apple enough money, Apple will do it. Like, Creator Studio should be a credit on the Sapphire Reserve for business. There should be big credits on the Sapphire Reserve and Sapphire Reserve for business, both for Apple One, maybe Creator Studio across the board, there, or some sort of hardware discount or something for using your Sapphire Reserve and buying Apple products, using the Sapphire Preferred and buying Apple products, using an as yet unreleased but potentially re-released Sapphire card that would get a boost of some kind and maybe comes in at 95, and then their Sapphire Preferred goes up to 350. That card should get an Apple credit. Like, Apple TV Plus and Apple Music should be, or Apple TV and Apple Music should be free features for holding the Freedom cards. Like, Chase will have the money to do that. Chase could have the money to do that. Chase could give Apple billions, and with the amount of money that will go to Apple and Chase, it will pay off handsomely for both of them. Like, getting the Apple card should also come with a ton of credits on the other Chase cards. It's hard getting approved for Wells cards. I haven't had issues, but I've also been a Wells customer since 2007, and my first Wells Fargo credit card was 2012. So I haven't had issues, but I have seen that others have, for sure. Wells Fargo's menu go-to issuer. They're good. They're strong. Autograph's a great card. Active Cash is a great card. And the Attune is an unsung hero for sure. Amex is also 1x, but it's constant glaze. Yep. It's constant marketing. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Bacon's great. I love bacon. Now that I think of it, Amex is just 5x flights and that's it. Yep. But that card has usable credits, whereas the credits on the Robinhood Platinum card are trash. Objective trash. Like, just the worst trash. You can get the Credit One Wander card with 5x1 restaurants I can cap for $95. Yeah, but then you got to deal with Credit One. And how can you redeem? What do you do with your Credit One? Like, does Credit One do cashback? I'm curious how they operate. Pork industry likely in bed with the cholesterol drug industry. Well, now they would be. The stuff they did with Bernays was in the 1930s. Keith, I could see the real estate companies vibe coding with Claude, a web portal with some fintech integrations. Blue Owl is struggling because 70% of their borrowers are software providers to SMB and customer. Yeah. Potentially. I don't necessarily want that. I'm slowly moving over to Claude. I'm trying to get my chat history from GPT into Claude so that I can delete my GPT account, but I don't know how to do it. Ritpa joining us. Thank you, sir. Honey Badger, don't care. Nice logo. I've been locked out of Chase for years. Now that I am under 524, high devaluation. Sigh. I mean, it's not. There will still be value to be had. It just won't be as like amazing value, but there will still be plenty of value in the Hyatt ecosystem. You're just going to have to potentially do some work or utilize some extra tools. So the credits being good or bad are subjective because that's personal and personal. Yeah, Amex can have a Victoria's Secret credit, and YouTubers would still find a way to justify it. Well, that's the Lululemon credit, right? But as much as I will like openly question the true value of the credits on the platinum card, FHR $600 in 2 one-night $300 credits, really easy to use, right? The $200 airline incidental credit got a little bit harder when they turned off the United Travel Bank, but everybody was doing that. It's still relatively easy to use. So, that right there is $800 on an $895 annual fee card. If you just do those two things, you're paying $95. Like you've bought back $800 of the $895 that you shelled out, right? Then you've got the Resi credit, which you're prepaying for $400 in 4 quarters. If you go to a Resi restaurant, you pay $100 and you get around $100, and Amex has paid you back that $100, and now you've hit $900. The Resi credit is relatively easy to use to recoup that prepayment. So you're prepaying a lot of things for a lot of things, but if you are able to utilize those things, and they're far easier to use than what Robinhood is showing with their platinum card, right? Like FHR, super easy to use. It's just 2 one-night stays. And, as much crap as I gave Amex for like, however they were able to convince FHR to keep it one night, they kept it one night. It's super easy to use. $400 in Resi. I don't love the Uber credit. So even if you took that out, that's fine. Resi, FHR, and the airline incidental credit more than recoups your annual fee back to you in terms of what gets canceled out. But yeah, Amex can throw like crazy credits and YouTubers will still find a way to justify it. I'm not going to be that guy, but the Robinhood Platinum card is absolutely a mirage of value, whereas the Amex Platinum card will give you actual value every year. Unlock up to $2,400 in statement credits for use in the next calendar year on American Express 1 AP monthly fees after you spend $250,000 in eligible purchase on your business platinum card. New credit? I think that came out previously, but I don't remember. $300 travel credit, $500 hotel credit. That's 800 too, though. If you don't think about the 2 nights. Um, so with the Sapphire Reserve, right? That's $800 on the 795 annual fee, but it's 4 nights as opposed to two with American Express. The $300 travel credit is dang easy, right? It's every other credit that they list. Now, the $300 step up credit, that's simple. I don't like that it's semi-annual, but that's simple. The the $300 open tables thing is laughable because of the number of restaurants that there are. If they had all of open tables, they would have significantly more significantly more restaurants to use than they currently do. Right now it's 400. If they had kept Talk and like bought Talk and folded Talk into their dining operation, which you were getting 10%, 10 times ultimate reward points for the reservations made on Talk with Chase Dining, or made on Chase Dining through Talk, right? If they had kept those restaurants, that was over 7,000 restaurants. 7,000 restaurants that they let slip away. That was bad business. That was terrible business. So, yeah, if you don't think about the 2 nights, sure, but it's not 2 nights. It's 2 nights per $250 credit. So it's 4 nights, the $300 credit, the other things. I still like the Sapphire Reserve. I still think like the Sapphire Reserve can do a lot for me, but the ease of use of the credits are significantly less than the American Express Platinum. I would have an easier way of getting back my money with the American Express Platinum as opposed to the Sapphire Reserve. Now, membership reward points don't do a ton for me, and so that's why I'm not like knee deep in the Platinum. But it's easier to recoup your value on the Platinum for sure. $1,200 Amex travel credit if you spend $250,000 on the Amex Business Platinum. Well, if you guys want to like really blow up my channel, that would be useful because I can't put through 250,000 through an Amex Business Platinum. That's a house. It's not a house. Not where I live. That's a shack where I live. They're coupon cards. They're literally conditioning humans. Yeah, and that's not great. But like the other thing that you can do is just use the cards and not worry about the coupons. The Hilton Surpass, right, has that $50 quarterly Hilton credit. You're not obligated to use it. Like you just want to pay the $150, get the Hilton Gold and the extra earnings. That's more than enough for you. It's just cake that they give you the $50 credit every quarter. Keith's Amex Business Platinum replaces Business Card Blue Business Plus for 2x charges. I get almost 2x on all my charges with the Business Plat. Wow. Well, Keith's in another is in a whole other hemisphere. Stratosphere? Whatever goes up. Ron, how's it going? What's up? Not much, just chilling. We did a couple stories earlier, talking cards, my reaction to the Robinhood Platinum card. It's bad, real bad. Yeah, I'm going to the Built meetup tomorrow. So excited to be going down to the city for that. We'll be using a Lyft credit of some sort, either going down or coming back. Yeah, then we've got a Lyft video to record for Monday morning. Lyft Rove embargo lists on Monday morning. So I'm under embargo, which is sweet. No, thank you. Yeah, I threw it together last minute, but I like the vibe that it gave off for sure. Did I get the build card? I applied for the Palladium, but I was denied. So, no, I don't currently have a build card. I th it like, the blue card could work. I could make the blue card work for me, but, um, all I would do is just throw build cash at an accelerator, and I'm not planning on spending enough money to maintain build cash the build cash accelerator, and so I'm probably not going to get a build card anytime soon. Um, I'm not currently paying a mortgage. I'm not currently paying what do you call it? Um, so I didn't get it, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on much, but it could be on the pipe. It could be in the pipeline at some point. I've got other cards that I'm more interested in getting, like setting up a Wells Fargo Premier card, Premier account to get the Premier autograph would be higher on my to do list than reapplying for the build card. Well, getting guest lounge from Amex for 75K along the way. Yeah, I thought with the business platinum it was 125, but if it's only 75K to get, oh no, with the business card I thought you could just do memberships. I don't remember. Once I canceled my Uber One membership after the 6 free months with Amex Delta with the Delta Amex, they gave me 3 additional months for $3 to keep it, so I took it for now. There you go. I do not have an Uber One membership. I have a Lyft Pink membership that I paid like 99 bucks for this year. I'm gonna drop down. I have Pink All Access for 99 bucks this year. I'm dropping down. I'm probably dropping down to Pink next year. I want Pink credit to come back in the worst way. Is the embargo about Rove? Yes. Is there more coming in addition to JAL? Come back Monday morning. I have a conspiracy about Uber One offered by the MX Plat makes the rides more expensive. Yeah, I believe that. I don't see like a significant difference between having Lyft Pink and probably not having Lyft. But I do get 5% off with my Dash Pass, and I do get the $10 credit. So my first ride every month is super cheap. It's all my other rides after that that get more expensive. But I earn 5 times ultimate rewards per ride, and I'm earning 2 build points in addition. So there's that. But you're paying more than you probably should. But the alternative is a taxi and me. No, pay mortgage and rent on my Bill Palladium card. It's amazing. It looks like it's a pretty solid card. I just won't earn. I won't spend enough to make accelerator be a thing for me. And if I can't maintain accelerator for 25,000 and spend, I don't want to do it. But if it works for you, it works, and it's a nice way to get a whole bunch of useful points. Um, Curmudgeon, I was in Branch the other day, and they had a picture of the Premier autograph card. Looked pretty cool. Yeah, it's black and gold. It's really nice. I would love to hold that card. And I'm getting the Bank of America World Cup red credit card version. Is that for a CCR? I'm sure it looks really nice. I don't have any Bank of America cards. If I did, I'd probably product change just to get that card, hold it for a year, keep the design, and then product change off of it as soon as I could. Lyft won't let me sign up for the United Miles. They claim I have a VoIP number. I don't. So stuck earning Hilton points. That's terrible. Does so with the United partnership, I didn't see anything about it, and I'm sure it doesn't, but like does spend on Lyft with any credit card and earning United points with it, does that spend also count toward PQPs? It probably doesn't. I'm almost certain it doesn't. But like if it did. Oh, if you use a United card, that would be one thing. But that's silly that you can't use United. Could you flip it over to Bilt and then transfer to United that way? You probably don't spend enough on Lyft to make that worthwhile. Wouldn't know because they won't let me get the points. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just have it set to Bilt, because Hilton would be interesting. I don't care. And Bilt at least can like go to a bunch of cool places. Whereas being locked in with just Alaska or just United doesn't seem as fair. Google Fi is not oh, that is a dumb play Lyft. That is not welcome in any way, shape, or form. Oh yeah, Chase hasn't gotten back to me about my Whoop saga. I have to see when my calm.com my newest calm.com charge, if that when that clears, that I that my calm credit goes through. I want those to be, well, not calm credit, my calm cashback goes through. I want those to be credits next year. Like it seems like that would make sense for them to be credits for sure. Support chat seems like it's always lost cause. Oh, Lyft. Lyft giveth and Lyft taketh away. Just saying if there's anything new on churning. Nothing new on churning. Nothing really new on Sapphire Reserve. Nothing new on the Built Rewards subreddit. Just making sure there's nothing late breaking on this Take Out the Trash Friday night. Emirates makes overnight changes to. Oh no, that was earlier this week. Oh yeah, the Emirates chart got better for partner airlines, but not US based partner airlines. So the new primarily cheaper Emirates Skywards reward chart applies to the following partners: Aegean Air, Air Mauritius, Azul, Bangkok Airways, Condor, Copa, Garuda Indonesia, GOL, Korean Air, Malaysia Airlines, Olympic Air, South African Airlines, and TAP Portugal. So their new chart is nice and cheap, but no U.S. carrier can benefit from it. So there be that. Chase Com credit is good. What do you think about the Robinhood Platinum Health credits? I think the wearable is good at one time for one time. The Aura is specifically written so that that you can't double up with, just buy the Aura ring with your Amex Platinum and buy the Aura membership with the Robinhood Platinum. You have to buy a ring and the membership to get the membership discounted. So that was sneaky. The wearable isn't bad. I think that's somewhat interesting. Function, you can get the same 100% cash back from Chase, and it's possible that that becomes a credit next year because this is the second year with Function. So Function, Pronovo, and Calm are all in their second years with being 100% cash back with Chase. This is the first year with Whoop. I think Whoop and Calm will be permanent credits next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Function is also a permanent credit next year. Pronovo is just silly. But Function can be interesting. I'd have to pay more because I'd have to go to Quest in New York, but whatever, potato. And Amazon One membership is good. It's not insurance, it is their membership, although I guess it can work with insurance. But most employers are starting to add Amazon One Medical as part of their benefit package, for better or for worse. But if my option is Amazon One or Optum, sign me the hell up for Amazon One. Thank you for reminding me to re-sign up for Lyft Pink or Uber One for my trip to Columbus at the end of the month. Ooh. Yeah, I don't remember what the savings are exactly on that one, but if you have Dash Pass, you'll save an additional 5 or 10% depending on the level of ride that you do. 5% on most rides, 10% on airport rides. So if you're going out toward oh, the airport is not in New Albany. The airport is around like Gahana, if I remember correctly. But it's in that New Albany Gahana area. No, I'm gonna remember where it is. Columbus is wild, man. Gotta love the city that stretches into like at least 4 different counties. Delaware, Madison, or Licking, goes up to Union a little bit. I lived briefly in the area. Lyft driver also canceled my ride after waiting 20 minutes for pickup after the last cruise. They were really pushing me toward Uber. Oof. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Yeah, I covered that one. Do you ever think that Wells Fargo is going to do the autograph beyond card? I think they are. I think right now they're just trying to rebuild their assets since the asset cap was lifted. Part of that is like collecting interchange fees from their more premium customers with the Premier autograph and the private banking autograph cards, making those Visa Infinite cards and extending Visa Infinite benefits to folks for $95 to test drive what like a higher tier of Wells Fargo card can look like. I do think adding a few more transfer partners would be a good idea. Who, what, where, why, when, how, don't know. I think they've got to be creative with it. And they'd have to revamp their travel portal. May or may not have heard things there. And they'd have to find a way to make that card have some killer value prop for folks, other than it's a Wells Fargo card that isn't as disappointing as the Sapphire Reserve refresh was for people. So we'll see. Oh, Southwest is selling points at 50% off. Cool. Google Fi doesn't trigger the business plat's $10 a month credit for cell phone providers, so something has to up with Google Fi and how they describe the service. Amex doesn't think Fi is a cell phone service. I think it's coded as internet. And Ritpa's enjoying the Bell Palladium. Yeah, if it's working out for you, that's great. I've seen terror stories on the Built Rewards subreddit, but like Reddit is not real life. So like, yes, these things are happening, and yes, one of these things is unacceptable. One instance of these things is unacceptable, but like, I'm also tempering things to the greater, what do you call it? If the Beyond was just the Journey card multipliers, but with credits and lounge access, I'd take it at any price. I don't know. So that's a interesting statement, just because I don't know that they could just copy the same multipliers, just give you credits and lounge access, and charge $5.95 or $6.95, wipe their hands and call it a day, right? It'd be really, really convenient if they could, for sure. But like 5x hotels, 4x direct flights, 3x, just 3x travel, transit, gas, and dining, maybe. Because the autograph journey doesn't have transit or gas. And I feel like if you're going to make like the ultimate traveling card, you do kind of want to cover those things and electric vehicle charging. I think if they did those like 4 across the board, though, 4x travel, transit, gas, 1x everything, 4x travel, transit, gas, dining, 1x everything else. That could be interesting. Yeah, that's true. The Venture is just the Venture X without any perks, but they did strip away perks from the Venture X from the Venture. Uh, it was like 2 lounge passes that they introduced after. There's a theory for your case. I can definitely see that. I just don't know that I'd wanna be in on a 695 card that's 5431 that I could get for $95, but it'd have to have some really killer credits and, benefits to it. And Wells Fargo has no problem coding Google Fi as 3x for Clinton. So I don't know what's going on with Google Fi. Lyft gives me a reason to use my newly paid off Chase Freedom Unlimited that sits in the drawer. CFU and Lyft is the only way I get 2% out of Chase. All right. CFU and Lyft. Oh yeah. Because it's I think it's 2x on Lyft with the Freedom cards. And if you stack that with Build, that works out pretty well. What's your thoughts on the Strata Elite card? I think the Strata Elite is an interesting way to start with City. So City to me offers you two paths. There is the City Strata and City Strata Elite two pair, and then there's the more traditional two card setup with the double cash and Strata Premier, or the double cash Strata Premier and custom cash. You can throw a custom cash into either setup. My personal dislike for this for the custom cache set aside, it still works and still does plenty of good things for people. um I think Strata Elite is interesting. I don't think it is a great travel card. I think it's a great smash and grab for the points, but City Knights, I think, is a silly gimmick, but it is a differentiating gimmick because it's 6 times points versus what, 5 max with some other cards, and people are going to abuse the crap out of that for the next couple of months through DoorDash gift cards for sure. So be prepared for a uh, that to get capped in some way. But 1.5x base multiplier for a premium card is interesting. Um, I thought they could have come to a better arrangement with Admirals Club passes on it, but you know what you get is what you get, and that's fine. Priority pass, whatever. I'm surprised they weren't able to keep priority pass restaurants, but nobody gets to keep priority pass restaurants anymore, and that's fine. Overall, it's fine. I just don't think it's a particularly compelling travel card with no travel multipliers and just having a base 3x dining that shoots up to 6x on the 2 nights a week that most people are going to go out to eat. But a lot of folks are going to find ways to weasel that 6x to be DoorDash gift cards. So when you see a DoorDash gift card hack elimination in the next couple of months, you'll know why. Clinton, is that you don't like the custom cache or you don't like the abuse of multiple custom caches? Yes. I definitely don't like the abuse of multiple custom caches. I think that that is definitely a thing that annoys me more. The custom cache itself, like, it's cool that it's choose your own adventure. I think the $500 limit is light for think when it first came out, and it's way younger than I realized for sure. But like when it first came out, $500 was sort of reasonable. Now I feel like if it was 1,000, that would be better. But and like there'd be less need for 47,000 of them. Um, but the abuse does sort of annoy me. Uh, I do like that it is choose your own adventure and it automatically does it. You don't have to opt in. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just spend up to the $500 in the category that you're choosing, and it just codes properly. That I like. I think $500 is too light, and I don't like the idea that you have to have like 6 or 7 of them. How would City Nights be better? One, if it wasn't attached to just if it wasn't pegged strictly to the Eastern time zone, like wherever your card is from 6 to 6 would be fine. Um, 2, no earning on DoorDash. Um, or you get the bonus after spending a certain amount. You can do damage with city nights in Hawaii due to the time difference. Yeah. I mean, that is 1 PM to 1 AM in Hawaii. That's super nice. That is really cool. Um, I don't even necessarily need it to be better. I just don't know. Um, I just think it's a silly gimmick, but it's a gimmick that works in that, Friday and Saturday night are the most likely nights that people are going to go out and have dinner between 6 PM and 6 AM. 6 PM and 6 AM local time would be better. It would be beneficial to city. Um, and yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the card setup, but it's going to earn. That's for sure. Well, Meowmax joining us, Meowdy, and Matt and everyone. Sorry I'm late. I would be cool with 3 custom cash. I, yeah, it's just I don't love the $500 limit. If it was up to 1,000, I think then like $1,000 and spend your first $1,000 and spend at 5x would be easier for me to wrap my head around than the 500 and then the need for someone to hold 47 of them. Are people abusing city nights? There are discords where folks are highlighting like, hey, DoorDash counts as dining. So everything on DoorDash is dining. Gift cards is dining. So there's really no limit on the amount of in gift cards that you can charge onto the card. So you could buy gift cards on DoorDash at like $1,000 a pop, pocket your 5,000 points or 6,000 points. Do 2 or 3 of those through the month, you're gonna come out pretty good. And City's gonna be held liable for however many thousands of points that way, assuming people do it. You think you may be right? No, I'm trying everything I can not to let that be the case. So I speak in vague terms with Wells as vaguely as I can to avoid any of that, for sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that I don't have that be a thing. What is the benefit of the Wells Fargo Premier Autograph? The Wells Fargo Premier Autographs, they are all Visa Infinite cards. So you get all of the Visa Infinite benefits on a $95 card. You still get the $50 airline credit. You also get the $120 Trusted Traveler Program credit associated with it. And pretty much everything else on Visa that Visa Infinite can provide. So Visa Infinite Dining Concierge, Visa Infinite Travel Concierge, Visa Infinite, the Chateau Riel benefits that come with Visa Infinite cards. I want to say it also comes with national rental car executive status for $95 and at least one other car rental status. I don't remember if it would bump the collision damage waiver on rental cars from secondary to primary, but it does come with it. It's a Visa Infinite card for $95. It's super helpful that way. Like if one of the reasons why you were holding on to the Sapphire Reserve was its Visa Infinite benefits or the Capital One Venture X for its Visa Infinite benefits, then going down to this card for $95 and still getting most of those benefits is super intriguing. Damn, that's nutty. Yep. So it's gonna be crazy. You can get $100 Dash gift card for $80 at Costco. Yep. I don't want to play the loophole game like those Dashers. Yeah, it's potentially bad. Can other banks follow suit giving Premier clients Visa Infinite benefits on their mid-tier cards? Um, Chase isn't going to do that because they have a whole other premium card for their uh, Premier banking clients or Chase private clients. Amex gives you a whole other tier of credit card if you're a high enough and highly valuable enough customer with the Centurion card. Citi used to have the Citi Chairman card. So in theory, they could do something with Citi Gold of like give you a City Strata Premier that has World Legend benefits for $95. But what's the difference between World Legend and World Elite? We still don't know. Um, and then what other bank would Capital One doesn't have a Premier division? TD could, I guess. Bank of America's got their preferred rewards and preferred honors their premium rewards program, their preferred honors program. They're not going to, and I don't know that they would do anything to make like their preferred or premium rewards card a Visa Infinite as opposed to just having you get the premium rewards elite. Yes, it's the cheapest Visa Infinite in the US market. It's an interesting play. Like it is the first, like Wells is zigging while everyone's or Wells is zagging while everyone zigs. But like, I think it's an interesting play. It could be a way to get people to sign up for Premier. But like, they also have a crazy stat where like less than 50% of their Premier account holders have a Wells Fargo credit card of any kind. So offering them a credit card that has Visa Infinite benefits covers a lot of what they could possibly want to do for travel at $95. Like it's a really fascinating concept to get people to sign up for their cards. Don't you have to pay a monthly charge for the Premier checking account? Unless you have $250,000 in collective assets with Wells Fargo, yes. But those assets can be the same sort of assets that would qualify you for like platinum honors with Bank of America. So if you've got $250,000 in assets with them, no checking account fee. The checking account fee is $35 a month, which is not cool. Part of what I'd do would be to see if I could, move up to that tier and then move back down after I got the card. And not only is it Coke Zero, it is Coke Zero Cherry Float. Cherry Float's pretty nice. Not my favorite zero sugar soda, but it's hitting the spot for now. Wait, I just saw that you can get gift cards. So like someone buys a gift card to Best Buy via DoorDash during city nights for 6X. Oh my God, that's nuts. That's exactly what they're doing. And it's not just Best Buy, but like you could do Best Buy with the City Strata Elite, buy a Best Buy gift card so that when you go do your splurge credit, you hit X amount with the card, and then you pay the rest off with the gift card that you just bought on DoorDash. So like you earn 6 times points on the DoorDash gift card for Best Buy. You got $100 off the first part of the purchase, and $100 off and 1.5 there, and you paid the rest off with the gift card. Rinse and repeat. Coke Zero. Oh yeah, Coke. Yep. Plus ATM reimbursement, no foreign transaction fees on the debit card. Yep, those are nice features of Premier Banking, but again, that's $35 a month unless you have $250,000 in assets with Wells Fargo, which I don't. But if you did, could work. So there you go. Anyway, we're coming up now on almost 2 hours. Time to rob a bank and do it. Yeah, I ain't robbing no bank. What do you need to open a Charles Schwab or Fidelity account? You just need to sign up for the account, basic sign up information, name, date of birth, address, social, and then whatever opening amount they require. I think it's as little as $25, depends. But then you just go from there. It's pretty easy. We're still going foreign transaction fee in 2026. Trying not to, for sure. There's really no reason to pay a foreign transaction fee, but some people do. Just make sure you're bringing the right cards with you when you're traveling internationally. Make sure that none of the cards in your pocket have foreign transaction fees. You should be good to go. So it's not directly 6x on Best Buy. It's just you have the splurge credit, which would credit you back up to $200, but it's two $100 purchases. But you buy the Best Buy gift card for 6x. So yeah, it is basically Best Buy for 6x. My dad has a one key card. My mom has the Costco card. What do you think? The one key card can be interesting if you guys utilize the one key program. It can definitely be relatively interesting. Costco card, nothing wrong with Costco. Depending on your level of membership with Costco, you get that extra bonus on top of the Costco earnings. It's weird that it doesn't earn more at Costco, but at least you don't have to go in and get that certificate once a year. No, it's I've seen it's a bit easier to redeem your cash back from Costco. The Costco card is okay. It's not amazing. The one key card is pretty good. One of the cooler benefits with it is its grocery category, and the same is true with the choice cards. Its grocery categories include Target and Walmart, so that's nice. But overall, they're not bad. And if they have no foreign transaction fees, that's not bad. Does two cards have... I think those cards don't have foreign transaction fees. I have one key of the Costco business. Okay. They need a card perk for the Wells Fargo Prime checking. The threshold for that is only $20K. Huh. I don't know what that perk would be, but that could be interesting. Thoughts on the rumored Twitter debit card? I refuse to call it X. This has always been that man-child's pipe dream. It's supposedly a 6% APY. I'm sure that there's going to have to be some amount held with the bank to trigger that. Just giving 6% APY willy-nilly does sound like the sort of thing that man-child would do. I don't know how sustainable it would be. It's going through Coastal Community Bank, which has had its issues. Then it's supposed to also earn rewards, but what is it going to get earned rewards on? 5% cash back on Grok purchases? 5% cash back on purchases recommended by Grok? 3% on flex of SpaceX rockets that don't return properly? I'm curious to see what the cashback structure on that's going to be. The 6% is a bit of a pipe dream. But, it's the man-child's dream, and the man-child gets what the man-child wants. I hope it fails. Oh, you got the $200 in one shot? Okay. So you buy a $200 gift card on DoorDash. You spend $200 on a $400 item. You spend the other $200 with the card. You effectively made your Best Buy purchase 3x, and no money came out of. Well, $200 came out of your pocket. $200 came out of your pocket. And the Costco card has no foreign transaction fees. Okay. That's nice. It's good to have around. Wells Fargo is the best, no fees and no caps on spending. I hate all the new coupon book cards, but they work for some. They can work for some. They can definitely work for some. I'm aware that Wells is probably going to have to do credits of some kind on a big time travel card with a big time annual fee. I don't think they're going to try and get as convoluted as the others have gotten. It's going to come, but for now, they're solid. Like no fees, no caps. It's good. Life's good. Always Twitter. Exactly one. My family have Costco executive membership, so an extra 2% for purchases plus Costco travel. Nice. There you go. Revolut card is signing up to become a bank in America. Yeah. We'll see how that goes for them. Could be very interesting for sure. Didn't they try to come over once? I don't remember. I know Curve was a card here for a little while, and that went over like a lead balloon because all the banks figured out what was happening and said nope. Get a business Costco card, free $100. Ooh, free is always good. So there you go. All right, with that, I think we've had ourselves a pleasant evening. 5% Costco gas and Costco travel, 4% gas EV charging, Costco purchases, 3% travel and restaurant, 1% everything else, basically Costco card plus executive. Yeah. If you get the executives, is the executive stack on top of the Costco earnings and Costco travel? Because then if it's 6% Costco travel and 5% or 4%, 4 or 5, I don't know. Could work. Do you know if the Yada card will come back, or is it just in the UK? I don't know if it ever came back. I thought it just like did the Yada card officially shutter for a while? Because I know it just basically became like a casino. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, maybe they could find a business model that's better for them, like crypto or something. At this point, I only use my Costco card for Costco gas. For anything else, I have better alternatives. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of fail products, remember Mesa? Well, I do remember Mesa because they only collapsed like 3 months ago. But yeah, we'll see what happens. What? I want that mailer. Anyway. Normally 3% Costco and 2. Oh, okay. So there you go. That's with the executive going in May. Cool. All right, folks. I think that this is a good place to call it. Thank you, everyone who joined for the evening. Also, special shout out again to SJDP1234 for gifting 5 memberships. Greatly appreciate everyone sticking around. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Kevin, James, everyone, Juan, Chad, Rewards Master. Thanks for hanging out on this Friday night. With that, enjoy the rest of your nights, guys. I will be back probably at some point during the weekend. I've got some videos to record. We'll see if there's any other news that drops over the weekend. But check out my channel first thing Monday morning. Fun news drop coming soon. Talk to you later. Bye for now.